We can hardly hear him, Mondale. We can't hear him, Mondale.
Yeah, you on mute, Mondale.
You on mute, bro.
You went mute on us. Oh, did I do something wrong maybe? Hang on, let me see. No, you got yourself muted, Mondale. It says it's got yourself muted. Hey, we're back, everybody. We do apologize for that interruption. We had over 1,000 people watching us, and now we're back down to 200, but that's okay. We will piece it back together and build back up. Y'all blame the internet companies around here. Listen, y'all charge as much as y'all charge. Can y'all not keep me up like longer than Viagra, please? Can we just like have some kind of solutions? Marcus, welcome back, bro.
Hey, man, thank you for having me back. I don't know the act right now around this show.
Why that?
Yeah, I don't know why the internet is deciding to act the way it's acting around the show right now.
It's you know what we do in church. We blame everything on the devil. That's the devil, bro. It's the devil.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's black solidarity. I don't think folks can really understand that. A lot of people want hate. You know what I think about Ben?
What's that?
Sometimes this argument with forcing votes for Nancy Pelosi against Nancy Pelosi, forcing votes for Medicare for all, for not Medicare for all. You know, sometimes I feel like this right here, because Medicare for all as it stands is not gonna. It's gonna be a lot more black people who have health care, but it will still be a lot more access to death without certain provisions and without reparations and without just certain provisions in general. Here's what I think. I think America needs to. I look at white folks arguing with other white folks about things like forced to vote, and there are a lot of black people arguing it. But I look at it like another sport, right? Like y'all are fans of the Giants versus the Cowboys, right? And I'm over here a Steph Curry fan. I really don't even care.
We in a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole different conversation. It's a whole different sense of urgency for me, right? That's how I feel about it. Like it's like, yeah, okay. Don't get me wrong, we need health care. But, systemic racism makes it so ambulances are afraid to drive to certain neighborhoods. Systemic racism makes it so, I mean, like, just how is this? And I mean, historically, governmental programs just do not benefit African Americans. They just don't, man. So why am I supposed to be all rah-rah about something that might help us? Right? Like, there's a bigger beast going on here, man. There's a bigger beast. And I know we all got cut off earlier, but it just during that break, because that was a break, during that break, it just made me think, right? I'm not against anybody pushing for, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not as hostile to forced to vote people as Mondale and Ben.
I actually have I have to evolve. So finish your statement, and I'm going to show where I have grown and evolved.
Yeah. I'm not as I'm not. I mean, and I can't put words in their mouth. So let me not say they're hostile, but I'm not against it. But the only reason I'm not against it is because it's a chance for us to build a coalition that's going to lose together. Right. Like, wow. and if you lose with somebody, you have a much easier time winning with them later on. Right. You build a teammate, you build camaraderie, right? And that's what everybody is missing. And I don't think y'all understand outside of the good people. And I think I think all of the black folks pushing it are for the most part good in general. You know, we might have our beefs, but I'm in 2021.
We're not streaming on YouTube right now.
Oh, I see all kind of comments from YouTube.
Okay, cool. So Kat, I don't know what's going on. All right, cool. Sorry, Marcus. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, I for 2021, I'm not trying to smash other black people for no reason. I'm just going to disagree with you and not make it personal, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do from now on with black folks. Like, I'm just not going to be personal with my disagreements. I'm just going to disagree with you, and then hopefully we can come at it. You know what I mean? But I think when I see all these white folks asking these black people, man, to just force to vote, I got to tell you something about that stinks. To me, something about that is just smelly.
Wow. Wow.
Smell like raisins and potato salad, kind of.
Let me tell you what stinks about it, Marcus. I'm glad you said it that way. And Ben, I know you want to get in and talk about your evolution, so we definitely want to save space for that. But let me tell you why I hate it. Because there's the squad, right? Which no white people have tried to join. Let's talk about that first of all. None of the white so-called progressives have joined. But then there's also a progressive caucus.
Right.
That Pramila Jayapal is the co-chair of. Why people ain't on her neck like that? Why people ain't at the rest of it? Why do people ain't at folk that represent majority white districts' neck that they are like they are for these black members, these brown members? I'm telling you, man, it reeks of traditional politics, which is grounded and rooted in racism. There's nothing about this that's smart. My level of hate is not for the people that are spewing this. It's actually for the idea that you think this is a smart tactic. Come to me, tell me. I want to have a conversation with anybody who supports this and tell me what is the outcome that you're hoping to gain from this. Nancy Pelosi would still be the chair without any squad members' votes because she made rules when she was the chair. She would still be the speaker because the first time she was the speaker, she passed rules that you can't team up as a minority of the majority party with the minority party to overthrow her or anybody running for speaker. The House is not a democratic organization, right? It is that place is there's power in there that is real, that could leave everybody, all of those black and brown people in some of the poorest parts of those states, right? Ilhan Omar district, AOC, Jamal Bowman's district. Those are poor districts in New York, right? Those are poor districts in New York, filled with black and brown people. So if we telling them to give up their power that they just got to represent these people and give them a chance of something better than what they've had
over a stunt,
it is beyond ridiculous to me. But it also goes back to the idea of what Marcus said. Their idea of progressive is healthcare, not blackness.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with it. That's my fight with it. You're centering whiteness and not blackness in this fight, in this force to vote. I ain't never heard somebody say force to vote for black people or anything. I'm talking about reparation. Why is that not forced to vote? We know what black people deal with on a daily basis in this country, yet and still you don't feel the fire. You don't feel the fire for black people like you do for Medicare for all. I got a problem with that. Go hold your own house. You over here trying to sweep the porch in New York 16th and 15th or 14th district. You ain't swept the porch in California. You ain't said nothing about your representative.
That's it.
And
this is.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And don't y'all dare evoke MLK and Martin Luther King in this.
Mother boy, you about to boy.
MLK and Malcolm X, you mean?
No. Let me.
Thank you.
Listen to what I'm saying because I'm gonna try to keep these two off y'all ass. So I'm gonna do it in the most diplomatic way that I could possibly think about it. If Martin Luther King, I'm gonna use the neoliberal Republican talking point. If Martin Luther King was alive today, then he would be fighting for black people to not get killed by police. If Martin Luther King was alive today, he'd be fighting for reparations. Because the radical king was the one that died. Hold on. Let me finish this out. I don't give a damn if you black, if you space black, if you're starless, however you identify your blackness. You don't put MLK and Malcolm X and compare him to Jimmy Dore leading. And listen, if you notice something, I've probably talked about Jimmy Dore the smallest amount on this show because I really don't know the dude, right? But I will say this right here. He ain't no goddamn Malcolm X and he ain't no goddamn Martin Luther King. Matter of fact, to do that means that he would have put some kind of equity language. To do that means he would have forced the floor vote. If Jimmy Dore was forcing the reparations conversation, then maybe we got something going on there. But he hasn't, right? So stop trying to make everybody our black hero or compare everybody else's struggle to a struggle that's never ended.
Did y'all freeze? Don't tell me we lost y'all. God damn.
3 years.
Ben.
Boy, I thought we lost y'all. Oh, boy.
Hey, Marcus, let me ask you a question, you and Ben. How'd that conversation go before the cop killed George Floyd? So you're a Democrat, huh? So you're a Democrat. What they say to Tamir Rice before they say to Tamir Rice before they shot him?
You want Medicare for all?
You want Medicare for all? You gonna be a Democrat when you grow up? Nah. Just because if you want to bring up Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, what Malcolm X said was, they don't kill you because you're a Muslim or because you're a Christian. They kill you because you're black.
That's it.
So if you want to bring it to right now, the shit y'all talking about don't even compare because y'all ain't talking about what black people are going through or listening to us. What you're trying to do is remind the world of how tone deaf you are to the suffering of black people. We are black people. For real. We don't play black people on TV. We are actually black people. This is not blackface.
Or on Twitter.
So what I'm telling you, whoever you are, be as expansive as you needed to be. What I'm telling you is when you tell us what we need to do is the same reason your white king, Bernie Sanders, lost the black vote. Because you're not listening to us. You think you know best what we need instead of listening to our community. This is why nearly half of the black men in this country don't play politics. Because y'all are telling us what's ailing us.
It's the same reason black men don't go to church. Right?
Right.
The same reason is that we just game recognize game. Right? You know, a lot of reasons black men don't go to church because we peep what the pastor doing. Right? And when you see gaslighting, you generally don't want to participate because you're a master gaslighter yourself. Let's just be real. Like, we all got game by the pound. Like, we can talk you into anything. And so that's the reason we don't go to church, because we know the pastor running the same hustle a lot of us running. We just ain't running in the church. Likewise, ain't nobody got time for this foolishness in politics. And let me tell you where I don't have time and where I'm going to evolve. Let me start here. I'm actually glad this worked out the way it did. A lot of people said I played my hand wrong. I'm going to say you guys played your hand better. I'm incapable of playing my hand differently. Like when I smell a lie, when I smell bullshit, when I smell gaslighting, I don't care if it's coming from my family or your family. We got to call it out. And what has been happening, and I want to be careful here because this is the evolution. You already know my argument against it. So let me give you my evolution. The flip side is that there are a lot of people who are genuinely trying to get Medicare for all. And they ain't about this gaslighting. All they know is that they want it. They need it. I feel y'all. What I don't feel is people taking advantage of your sincerity, using a strategy that's going to undermine your goals. You trying to get Medicare for all. The way to get it is to primary everybody that we already know don't support it. That's what we should have been doing. But y'all spent the first 2 weeks of this trying to tear down the only people who have the infrastructure necessary to do the primarying. Like, the squad can raise whatever money we need to primary all the Democratic centrists. But y'all want to spend all this time attacking them. Now, again, I want to be careful. There are people who are in this conversation who really mean what they say, and they say what they mean. And they really are just doing this for Medicare for all. But then you got the gaslighters in that group that are taking advantage of y'all. And I'm sorry, I just couldn't participate. So what I'm going to do, my evolution is this. If I can't tell the truth to progressives without y'all losing y'all goddamn mind, then that means that's not the crowd I'm supposed to be talking to. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have that politics stuff because y'all really just can't see liars when they come and sit right next to you because they're saying what you want to hear.
If these guys wanted to legitimize their conversations, they would actually center what we're saying. And I know every single show on the internet says, listen to us. Woo, listen to me. I'm the most important voice. You've listened to the white man before. You've listened to the white woman before.
How'd that work out for you?
You listened to the white progressive before. You listened to the white moderate before. Y'all even gave the white moderates their own goddamn stations. 2 of them, actually. Right? Y'all listen to everybody except black people.
That's all right.
I mean, literally, and y'all have never seen black. Half of y'all are interested in this show because y'all have never heard a black perspective.
Fascinating. This is fascinating.
Jim. Never knew that people could think like that. This is our daily thing. It's our daily grind.
You could bring a random cat from underneath the shade tree. I guarantee you he will break this down because you know why? That's why we are inherently progressive, because we had to survive your capitalism and your white supremacy. So you grab any black person, and if you want to find some extra dope blackness, I'm be honest with you, find the people who had to survive us. Black women. That's just me personally.
That's right. Oh my God. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the
Take me
place
to the
I
place I
love.
love.
Take
Take
it
me all the way.
Shout out to Marcus with the red hot chili peppers and the red silo cup. Brother, welcome back to the night.
Let me play this.
I know, dream of Californication.
Let me play this next clip. We were in the
dream
middle
of
of these. We were in the middle of these songs, these commercials that were created by Atlanta artists. These commercials were made by Atlanta artists. We didn't put any input in it. We said, y'all, if you're going to tell the people to vote, how would you do it? So let me put up this next one. This one is, you might recognize this tune. Over here, shawty. All right, we got to keep going. We got no, we got
yeah.
No, there's like six of them.
We made them all 30-second clips because of like just the teaser. But what we do know is like the first one that we played. When I posted that thing got 20,000 views already, bro. Like,
oh man, that's
27,000 views
that's
that day.
beautiful.
So it's
I got two more. I got two more. Here's the next one. I got one more. Exactly.
I'm about to vote Marcus, lights out.
Marcus, the next one's gonna drive you crazy because I know you. Watch the next one. Watch the next one, Marcus.
The next one, you know, I saved this one for last, right? For that very reason. This is the last one.
Marcus, you're gonna love this one.
Especially.
I wonder what it is.
This is how authentic. This is how authentic Georgia this video shoot was. Here we go. Oh no!
Just voted keeping Georgia blue. But before I leave these polls, make sure I grab a sticker at the door. Me and you just voted keeping Georgia blue. But before I leave these polls, make sure I grab a sticker at the door.
The other day, heard a call from the other way where it just came from. The nigga was saying something, talking about smoke something. You remember me from school?
You remember me from school?
Nah, not really, but he kept smiling like a clown facial expression, looking silly. Ooh, that was hard.
Bruh. Ben, play that last one that we tried to play the other day. We didn't have sound.
That's the one
I texted to you.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me play
Marcus, I knew that was going to drive you crazy.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. That's the best group ever made on the planet.
That song was the one for me. I loved it. And the brothers, I mean, the way they just put it together, like that was their voices. So my thing is this, dope. Like you got people who are criticizing that because they're like, oh, it's whatever. It's as authentically black as you gonna get.
Here's what it is. Here's what it is. It's new politics. We're no longer playing politics the old way. It don't work.
Wait a minute.
It does not work.
Excuse me 1 second. Fuck you if you don't like rapping over an Outkast beat. Officially from Marcus Farrell. I mean, fuck your thought process. Ben, I'm sorry. I know
your whole crew.
Yeah, I know we had the conversation last night, but listen, if you don't like Outkast, then something is wrong with your soul.
You need Jesus.
You need more Jesus than a pastor having sex in the back of the church.
Judge your pastor. Don't judge us. Judge your pastor.
All of them.
Hey, I'm gonna try to get this next one up. Let's see if I get this next one up.
That's right. So I had the duo of all time.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Mundell. You about to say Mundell?
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, go ahead, Ben.
All right, here. Let me see if I can get this one play. I'm gonna take us down so we see us. And here we go.
Together, we have the power.
Take back the past.
This country has tried to break us, marginalize us, suppress our vote, all in an effort to make us invisible. But in 2020, we saw what happens when black men stand together and vote together. The reason we won this year is because brothers from street corners to corner offices, brothers from basketball courts to courtrooms, all stood together and voted together.
I am the heater, I am the fire, I am the carrier of this empire. I am forever, indigo father, born in an era with infinite knowledge. Come with me, partner, I take you higher, no elevators. Now is the time that will never be later. You hear the whisper, you are the savior. Tell me your wishes, all your desires. I will provide them, I will deliver. I know the golden and diamond is silver. Go tell your friend we gon' take back the power.
Celebrate with me, black man. Celebrate our vote. Celebrate our collective power and vote. Take back the power.
That's love. That's love.
Done. Hey,
So-
shout out to the Million Man March.
Yes.
In the in the 90s and 2010.
For sure.
I got to go and hang out with Cornell at the last one on stage. It was a
that's
beautiful event. Yeah,
That's
it was a
amazing.
beautiful event, man. Mondale, good job, man.
Yeah, that's a great
Thank
job,
you.
man.
So-
the rhythm, the soul of it was beautiful.
Listen, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that all of the modern marches were in black and white, so people can think it's something old. No, that's what brothers are going through today. And then everything in color. You saw King was in color, just to show them that like we've been dealing with the same thing. You could take the color away, but we still been dealing with the same oppressive system. How you gonna try to tell us? How you gonna try to tell us that we ain't got problems bigger than
Come on,
Medicare
man.
for all? I'm just trying to tell y'all, y'all live in that silo world where y'all get to play politics. We don't play politics. We die because of bad politics.
That's it. That's it.
Forcing a vote is bad politics, and you're trying to kill black people. Putting reparation first and including Medicare for all as part of the omnibus bill that is reparations is the way to go. It is the only way to go forward.
You said too many syllables for them, brother. You lost them.
Okay, let's slow it down and repeat it. Okay. Pass
Go ahead, Marcus.
a reparations bill that has Medicare for all within it.
That's it.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
That's a strategy
listen.
for you. And
That
all
is
all of you Jimmy Dores of the world. If you really want somebody to vote against Nancy Pelosi, spend some of that money you spent on that boat on a primary candidate against her. How much money did you put against the candidate that primaried her? How much did you spend on that? Any of y'all? What'd you do to unseat her? What'd you do for Michaela, who was trying to unseat Steny Hoyer? Don't talk to us, because we were there before anybody else was participating. So miss me with that.
I mean, though, one thing. There's another thing about Atlanta that you got to realize about Georgia, because you know you think of Georgia, you think of Atlanta, but Georgia is a beautiful Savannah, Columbus, just all the parts of this state that is just beautiful. Church and folks in this state go to church, like even if they went to the club the night before, they go to church. So we got commercials for the streets, we got commercial for the culture, and we got commercial for the church folks. Hear the last one, and then we'll talk about it.
I'm a resident of Georgia.
I'm a resident of Georgia. I'm a resident of Georgia.
I am a resident of Georgia.
A resident of Georgia.
I am standing up to vote
in a special election on January 5th.
January 5th. January 5th.
January 5th because I'm passionate about voting and to make sure that everybody knows that every vote counts.
Because I feel that Georgia needs a voice.
More leaders in our city.
To shape our present and enhance our future.
I'm standing up to oppose bigotry,
Racism.
Income inequality.
Greed.
Corruption.
for healthcare.
For healthcare.
For healthcare for all.
Stand up for the future of Georgia.
Stand up for the future of Georgia.
Like an old sweet song keeps Georgia on I can't wait.
And I'm standing up to fight for the people of Georgia.
Stand up. Stand up and vote for the people of Georgia.
I am standing up for the people of Georgia.
For Georgian farmers. And I'm standing up.
And I'm standing to fight for the people of Georgia.
stand up and vote January 5th in this special election.
Hey, boy.
Listen, I ain't with. And listen, let me tell you something right now. My God.
Thunderbolt. Hey.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now.
The church say amen.
Ben, we let the church say amen. Listen, that was not a video for church people. That was video for people.
For us.
That video was. If you got a soul, you were just moved. And we just listen. We flexing on ads, and we already showed one. We got to show one more that we already showed. Can we show it again? I already did. Because listen, what we're showing you right now is Ben, Marcus, and I don't just sit on the internet. We exist in the real political world. I didn't even. Ben and Marcus told me, boy, you got to do something on Twitter. I had up until last month, I had 1,000 followers because I said, listen, that ain't my thing. We don't. This internet world ain't ours. What is though is the lived experience that explains the way we play politics and show up. And also because we show up as us, we're uncancelable. Because what we're saying is the truth. We're not out here talking about anything that's ridiculous. We don't exclude anybody from our blackness. If you are black, you are black. Gender. If you are non-gender conforming, if you are a black woman, if you're a black man, we are here for you. Period.
Come on.
Period. So and our work represents that. The stuff that y'all don't know that we do affects so many people. So many people. There were brothers and sisters with records that could not pass vetting for the Democratic Party, meaning they couldn't get into an event in Florida. And because all these people were left out, I called, this is some shit I ain't told nobody. I called the Democratic Party and was giving them hell. The result of that, guess what the result was? They allowed me, and half of the people at the DNC don't even know this, they run around touting this program. There was a program that hired black, listen to this, all black people in 8 states, 8 states. And guess who the people were? Trans brothers and sisters and returning citizens or their family members. That's it. And it paid everybody $25. Mundell took 0 from the party for that program. But that's what we said you were going to do for this community that you excluded in one state. But we know your policy has been excluding them all over this country. So that was over 200 brothers and sisters were employed through that program, and all of them could not pass the so-called Democratic Party. So y'all sit on this internet. And talk all this stupid shit and let us work.
Mondell, let me, if I may, Ben, Mondell, I really don't think they know the amount of work that's been gone into this shit. I really don't. Like, it's not even about. I mean, it's not even about experiences. Like Mondell is doing actively right now. Like, there's been so many people that, if y'all see a victory tomorrow, then hug your fellow black person because their cousin in Georgia made that happen, right?
And the other cousin organized.
And there's nothing else that happened, right? The biggest stories on MSNBC, Fox, wherever the hell you want to go, the biggest pundits, the biggest superstars, the biggest white folks, black folks, green folks, entertainers, rappers, everybody's going to be taking credit for Georgia. But you know who deserves credit? Black people who live in Georgia. Just normal black people who live in Georgia. Because they made a decision that even though this government hasn't done shit for them,
we still gonna save these clowns.
Even though y'all much rather talk about Medicare for all than reparations,
we're gonna help you get it because you can't do nothing without the Senate.
Even though y'all refuse to even acknowledge police murders unless we burn this thing down,
I'm gonna have to buy some buildings so we can burn them.
Yeah, we go and we're gonna vote. Listen, let me tell you something. Every canvasser that I've spoken with has ran into over 100 skeptical black people, if not more. Man, what y'all talking about, man? What's an Ossoff gonna do? What's a Warnock gonna do?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna get primaried if they don't do what we need done. Listen, just because we get these cats in office, don't mean we ain't gonna use that same machine to primary them. See, y'all gotta understand how this thing power actually work, bro.
Yes. So let's roll this last ad, brother.
I got one more. All right, here we go. Let's run this one again. This is part 2.
Thank you, David. Yeah, I was on MSNBC. You know, I took my blackness over there.
Yes, it's that dope.
Driving, I'm pulled aside. All that I can tell, 'cause I got no seatbelt. Reach inside, grab my ID. That's when I felt it. That's when I fell. Puff, puff goes a gun. No, but I don't have one. I carry no gun. I carry no gun. I carry no gun. I never had one. My hands up. I represent your greatest fear. Your terror, the monster you think you see ain't real. I'm human. I'm human. Just like the ones you love, no different. Just like the ones you love, no different. Just like the ones you love, no different. I'm no different from you. We're human.
What's good? I'm Mondale Robinson, a black man in America. Voting makes black men seen and not invisible. If you want to help and you are in Georgia, then vote.
We do politics.
Hey, Mondale's dad is so awesome. Let me tell y'all about Mondale dad real quick. Let me tell you about Mondale daddy real quick. So first off, Mondale get I know where he get it from. Mondale dad act like he don't know you. I mean, he ain't funny until he start talking. Whoo, child. And he was in the video. So shout out to Mr. Robinson, man. That's my guy right there. Hey, Mondale, would you tell him I said hello too?
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Let me Ben, we can't hear you, brother, if you're
Ben.
talking.
How you
So
mute yourself?
here's that's beautiful. Here's what I'm gonna take advantage of.
First time ever.
Here's what I want to say. On December the 8th, we were on this show. Y'all remember that? The doctors told me my mama was not gonna live another day. On December the 8th. December the 8th, they said my mama was not gonna live another day because she was in a medically induced coma, and the ventilator was doing 100% of the breathing for her. And they said it wasn't getting better. Today, my mama is at home. Today, my mama is at home. Bro, I'm telling you, in the midst of all of this we carry, we just got to know that there's something bigger than us. And this is not divorced from my politics. I show up the way I show up because of that woman and my dad. And Marcus, I don't got to tell them they already watching, bro. So, indeed, they hear you.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, hey, no, listen, Mama and Daddy Robinson. First off, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Mondale is my friend. That's my brother. And so if he hurt, I hurt. You know what I mean? And I listen, we humans, like Jason said earlier, just like the commercial said, we're humans, right? So when my daddy had a stroke, I got immediate text from Mondale, like you good? You know, and the whole world, showed out for Mondale. But here's the thing. I called that brother and said, if he needs anything, let's do it. Right. So we're not, this is not a game. And also we have to maintain that because guess what? Sometimes we don't even have time to go to a therapist. Right. Sometimes we don't even have I'm being serious. Sometimes we don't even have time to go to a therapist. Right. And add that on to just the amount of stress of being black, and then add that on to having fucking arguments about forcing the vote. Man, y'all gotta understand our reality here, man. A lot of people ain't talking about right now reality. And yes, I understand. Right now reality is everybody having affordable healthcare, free healthcare, doing what the government is supposed to do. But even that is not as important as the livelihood. Medicare for all might not help out Mondale's mom. You know why? Because access to fair healthcare in his hometown. I know for a fucking fact that town don't got the best goddamn healthcare system. She gotta probably drive miles to see a specialist.
They had the airlifted to another hospital. You absolutely right.
Come on. So what is Medicare for?
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
Listen, what is Medicare for all going to do for? Yes, I know we need it, but what I'm saying is until we address systemic racism in America, that's just for naught.
Can I expose a lie? Because I got to expose a lie. This is the thing. This was the bad faith argument behind force the vote. It used the bad faith proposition that the reason the pandemic is so bad is because we don't have Medicare for all. And that's a lie.
That's a lie.
If anything, we've seen these hospitals go to capacity to serve everybody. And in that serving everybody, those same disparities exist that let that black doctor, Dr. Susan Moore, die as a black woman doctor, knowing what was being done to her was wrong. The lie that the pandemic, and so what they wanted to do, they used an emotional appeal to make it seem like we are going to force something and we have the moral justification behind it, but it's a non sequitur. Because the pandemic was not bad because we didn't have Medicare for all. The pandemic was bad is because human beings on this planet don't know that their life is actually worth something. Because you can't tell me that we sat around and saw 350,000 people die and this government is still standing. Let me tell you something. In our fiction novels, we didn't even allow them to kill 80,000 people before we had a revolution in our fiction novels. What the hell is wrong with us? Right? So it's an epidemic of people not knowing how valuable their life really was, because if they knew how special they really were, there's no way in hell we would have put up with 350,000 people dying. We didn't die because we didn't have Medicare for all. We died because our humanity has been devastated in this country.
Come on now. Hey, I want to add on one thing real quick. Meanwhile, Trump's lying.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my God.
Listen, before we go too far, let me just prompt this with. So now you've seen it. It's official. At this point, everybody on Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap has been on MSNBC this cycle.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This cycle. So we're not a bunch of hold on. So we're not a bunch of chumps, and we're not trying to get a job there because I don't think they're going to offer us anything anytime soon. But we'll find out.
Especially if we say shit like "fuck the police." Come on, they're not going to let us on there.
They still haven't got to that point. But one of the typical questions is about the Georgia election. Tomorrow's the Georgia election, and what I notice is that a lot of people from California and New York have a whole bunch to say about the Georgia election, and I'm a real live Fulton County voter. I'm a real live voter right here in the state. And let me tell you something. Donald Trump is actively trying to subvert my vote, trying to offset my personal vote. I'm a Fulton. I don't know what county you live in, Ben, but I'm a Fulton County voter, right? And this guy, and it's offensive to me.
I live in Boston. What are you talking about? No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
I thought we established.
Yeah, no, I'm just got to throw him off the scent. Got to throw him off the scent. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it's offensive to me that yes, the travesty about the Constitution is one thing, but I just realized that he's actually messing with what my vote is worth, verbatim.
Literally,
he's trying to mess with what my vote is worth, and if I did that to any other voter in this county, I go to jail.
That's it.
So I just wanted to address the Donald Trump situation, right? And then I want to point out another thing. Y'all just look at it as Donald Trump messing around with the Constitution. I look at it as the power that be messing around with black people again. Because that's what Fulton County is. I can bring it all back to blackness.
You know why you can always be right if you do that too? It's because, like we said, black folks have had to survive both your racism and your capitalism. We've had to survive both. And we did it while percolating to our blackness. Like, we just be out here vibing, you know what I mean? We just be out here, you know what I mean, surviving y'all problems that y'all created and giving you culture out of it. Giving you legacy out of it, giving you just like all your style, everything. I mean, giving you your music out of it, give the top 10, top 20, all black folks at this point, giving you your athletes out of it, all while we're trying to survive your racism and your capitalism, the twin evils of America's empire. But, I guess it's because y'all don't want to listen to the people that y'all have been gaslighting all this time, because that will challenge your power. That's what it is.
Can we take back heart surgeries? I think black people should take back heart surgeries, the traffic light, electric
The
bulbs.
ability to keep blood cool, so that people can survive
Hip-hop.
on the battlefield.
Now, let's just take back heart surgeries. Let's start there.
Y'all niggas dead. Dead.
Heart surgeries, right? Like we can get our reparations one way or the other. We can either take back what we want, what we had, or we can,
give me that heart.
get
back.
what we're owed.
We gonna go. Hey, we gonna be. Now let's see if y'all with this. Y'all Kano. We gonna go Kano on their ass because y'all.
Hey, let's take back Oprah and Barack.
They'll probably send them back to us. To be honest with you, they tired of them uppity Negroes.
I mean,
Listen. Somebody just said I'm smoking hookah like a Dominican in Washington Heights. Shout out to Washington Heights and all my Dominican brothers. Listen. I'm gonna tell you something. The funny part is I've smoked hookah in Washington Heights before.
That's hilarious.
Shout out. Listen, hookah's a part of my life. I travel with them.
See, that's the thing, but you gotta help me remember. Do you say you don't inhale hookah?
Absolutely not. It's just like a cigar.
See. What's the point of smoking? You ain't inhaling, right?
Wait, Marcus, you inhale cigars?
Sometimes, like maybe a quarter. I inhale.
Wow, that's powerful.
I take
that
is definitely powerful.
It's about the flavor.
No, I got you, Mondale.
Nah, I get it too. I'm just saying, like,
hey,
if
you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
smoke
I invite Mondale to the cigar bar in the past before COVID.
Over there on
on Highland.
Oh, Highland, okay.
Yeah, I invite him. This brother would not go with me, but let me tell you something. He will make sure that your ass show up to a hookah lounge in a heartbeat. This selfish man, he's so goddamn selfish. Mondale, you so goddamn selfish, man. Like,
but the problem is, listen. The problem when I leave Marcus cigar lounge, I smell like cigar for 3 years. My mouth tastes like cigars for 20 months.
Bro.
But when you leave a hookah lounge, you don't smell like hookah.
You don't smell none of
yeah,
it.
but Mondale, you want to stay at that little ratchet hookah lounges and stuff where all the young boys with the tight pants and eating brunch food at 12 o'clock at nighttime hanging out at. That's where you want to be at. You know,
I'm gonna give you. Let me see.
I have to be where the culture, man. I have to be where the culture is. And don't get it twisted, because I'm ratchet.
I'm gonna have to go back to my old. I'm gonna have to go back to my old hookah bar because I had a flavor that I custom made, and I can't even remember. It was legit like the best flavor I ever had. But it's been a year since I've been to somebody's hookah bar because y'all know.
Well, I'll see your flavor and raise you. I'll see your flavor and raise you one. My flavor that I created was called BMW.
Black man working.
It's blue.
Black man women.
Blue mist and watermelon.
I can't really. It has passion fruit. I can't. I'm not gonna mess it up.
Is it on the menu? Is it on the menu at our spot?
Absolutely. If you go there and be like, I want a BMW, they're gonna be like,
I'm gonna actually find that one out.
Yeah, we're
gonna actually find that one out.
All right, what else y'all following, man? And by the way, I don't know if we mentioned it, but every commercial we played on this program was either directly the footprint and handprint. It was this show, period.
Right.
Period. And the director is going to be the director for the It's the Vote for Me series and the Stand Up Georgia. He's going to be joining us in the morning for the morning show and be talking about just the experience. Because, and do me a favor, Trap Squad, do me a favor. I need y'all to go over to Twitter and do something for me. Really American is catching some hell for sharing those clips because they're too black. Now, never mind the fact that in the bottom, it
Black Male Voter Project.
It says Black Male, and just because the song is so dope, I want to show y'all one more time that it's got the Black Male Voter Project logo on it. Watch this one.
Me and you just voted keeping Georgia blue. But before I leave these polls, make sure I grab a sticker at the door. Me and you just voted keeping Georgia blue. But before I leave these polls, make sure I grab a sticker at the door.
Now,
the other day.
Look. I'm a senior advisor for Really American, and when they asked me what they should do with the money they raising, this is what I told them. First and foremost, send it to the organizers. And you know what they did? I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it, but they dropped, 6 figures plus doing that.
Yeah.
Then I said, if you want a commercial, let the people of Georgia speak. And what did they do? They just send the money to the people of Georgia, and this is what they spoke with. So do me a favor, go over to Twitter and on Really American, because they catching hell because these videos are too black, but these are black people speaking on their own behalf.
Not only that. Listen, we had one call, Ben, with the producer of these ads. Literally one call. He was and I was trying to freestyle and I can't. But anyway, dude ran with it and came up with this genius. So like, here's my problem with that. The people that are offended by this are the same people that get offended. If they're black, they're the same people that get offended when my text messages come through and it's like, yo, what's good?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Those are the same bourgeoisie Negroes that have a problem with that text message. And if they're white, well, you're
it ain't in your conversation.
You're uncomfortable because we're not playing politics your way anymore. Sorry,
Mondo. You know who else they are? They are those Urban League presidents that have been in there for 40 years. That make $200,000 when you can hire like literally 6 young black people. They are those college presidents that won't step out of the way. They are those pastors that won't leave a legacy. They are those that still think the Cosby Show was one of the hottest things that ever happened, and Bill ain't really did nothing wrong. You know that, right? They are this segment of black America that honestly refuses to learn because they took the gains of whatever the 70s was. They decided that they were better than their cousins that got crack put in their neighborhoods by the CIA, and they had made it. And since they made it, y'all need to be like me and create another organization. Negro, you just need to retire, sit your ass down, and stop talking about us making rap videos for people, for your grandkids to actually enjoy and go vote. What the hell is wrong with these cats, man? These cats is...
Bro, because here it is. So it's two groups of people, right? So you do have white folks who get out of pocket and think that they have the ability to tell other white folks, you shouldn't spend your money with black people, because that's what Really American did. Really American spent money with black people. Now y'all try to punish them for getting black results. That's the one. Then the second one is that group of bourgeoisie Negroes who are so proud to watch the video from the church, the gospel choir singing. But now, because you got cats who are just dressed like regular cats, they talking about regular stuff, they living regular lives, and they represent what the streets are saying. Now y'all uncomfortable? Come on. There's no one way to be black. There's no one way to be black.
I wanna do something for Wednesday.
Let's acknowledge. Hold on, Marcus. Let's acknowledge, dudes. Let's acknowledge, because we are poor. We are of poor. We come from poor people. Yeah. That's our legacy. It's part of our legacy, right? So we got to acknowledge what Apperson is doing, because it is trash, and this is the exploitation of capitalism right here, in real time. What's going on with? So the company Apperson, which is they own a bunch of grocery stores in California, like 3 or 4 grocery stores,
and in Florida,
and in Florida. Guess what they're doing? They're firing union drivers and using DoorDash drivers, bro. People came to work right after the New Year's to find out that they were no longer going to have work, my man. This is a fact. This is disgusting, and this is the capitalism this is the problem with capitalism that you were just talking about, Ben. This is disgusting as hell, and people need to stop shopping at those grocery stores until they bring those drivers back, man. It is not okay for you to continue to get wealthy at the expense of working class and poor folk. It's not okay.
That's right.
That's it.
I wanna do something for Wednesday, everybody. So tomorrow's our election night episode, and then Wednesday we are rocking and rolling with a normal episode. Thursday we are coming back with Dr. Cornell West, and Friday
Dr. West is in the building.
Dr. West will be in the building, and then Friday we will be with Nomiki. I would like everybody. I would like everyone to bring a friend, or a parent.
That is.
Vote.
I want everybody to show off their dad at work, or show off their mom, or show off their friend on Wednesday's show. Wednesday morning from 8:30 ish to 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. We will have our normal show, and what I want the Trap Squad to do is to just find one person.
Each one reach one.
Each one reach one. Find one person and watch our show on Wednesday morning. So if you think you can, matter of fact, if you're in the chat room right now, just say friend or mom or dad or sister or son, tag them and say, I vow to bring a person that has not watched Clickbaity political thirst trap. And what I promise you is that we will have the best political / roast session because we do it every single time because we're dope and you know that.
That's real.
We are.
So somebody asked which stores. I don't know all the stores that Apple own because they own so many, but I know they own Vaughn and Pavilions. And I used to like that service, like where you get these people that work there to deliver your groceries. So now that it's gone, so Vaughn and Pavilions. So if you shop these stores, stop and bring the driver back. Don't stop, call them and let them know that you're stopping because of that reason.
I'm gonna throw something out in the atmosphere, and I hope somebody grab it before my tech team builds it, because it's disruptive. See, behind the scenes, legit, like we putting a team together, and part of that team got to be some tech bros, and sisters, and non-gender conforming individuals, people who know how to, because what we need, to be honest with you, let's disrupt the system. Now I know there's security concerns when you talk about this, but there's a lot of good ways that the people can protect themselves. We need to put Uber and Lyft out of business with an app that is funded by the people and protected by the people, guaranteed by the people, and the resources go to the drivers, to labor. Because really, why let Lyft and Uber do this? Proposition 22, that's okay. If y'all gonna use capitalism against us, watch we use it against y'all. Then what y'all gonna do? You gonna kill us? You gonna kill us for using capitalism against you? Somebody need to put that app together. Now, if y'all don't do it before my team is completely up, we gonna put it together, and we might take like 1% just so that we can fund it, right? But you can let these other folks do it, and they're not gonna take 1%. They're gonna take 90% of it and pay these drivers just enough to barely live. Flip it on its head. Somebody get out there and get it done.
We need to have about at least 5. We need to take 5%. Why? Because there's a lot of political work that has stopped that from happening already.
That's true. We got to fight back.
So we're going to have a PAC or something, because I think about Chicago, and like you still need a medallion in some of these cities. And, if y'all know what taxi cab medallions are, you still need a medallion to even be a Lyft driver and an Uber driver in some of these cities. So we're gonna have a national PAC for that to work. But I say like 90%. Back to everybody, and then 10% for the technology and the work to. Because we're
gonna move to the next thing. Let me tell you something. Listen. I don't represent anybody on the left. I want to say this again. I am not a socialist. I'm not a communist. I'm not even a leftist. Let them tell you I'm not even progressive. So that's fine. I don't speak on behalf of none of them. Matter of fact, when the revolution come, y'all go ahead and throw me up on the wall with everybody else, right? In the meantime, I really thought about doing this through the streets, and I realized, I'm trying to live, right? But we got to do this thing through their own system. And if we use the ingenuity that you get from Mary McLeod Bethune using $2 and I believe 20 cents to start an entire university.
That's right.
And you take that black ingenuity and unleash it. Now don't get me wrong, capitalism is evil. And America is the height of that Babylon, right? Capitalism need to come down. Greed need to be done away with. But until y'all learn that lesson, we're going to use it against you.
Yeah, you on break? You on mute, Mondale?
Yeah, because I think Ben is absolutely right. I think and I hear you on one of our listeners say they need Uber and Lyft to get to their medical appointments. You need Uber and Lyft to get to your medical appointments because this app that Ben is talking about has not been created. If we had a ride share program that is driver owned, and you still got the same quality of service from the same drivers, they just got more of the money, then your ride would probably be a better quality ride.
And look, let me tell you, who can secure the people better than the people, right? Let's just be real, right? For us to have the power in the hands of the people, there's plenty of algorithms that could actually make sure that folks are secure. Your location is distributed securely. Nobody really know, but if something happened, it's been distributed. There's so many ways that you can actually fix the security problem. Don't let these corporations make you believe the only way that you're safe is if it's in Silicon Valley. Let somebody in the audience, y'all go build that app. Y'all go and be fruitful and multiply, and we're going to fuck capitalism up from within.
Ben, you're a socialist.
I am. More than they ever know.
I mean, like literally, the whole idea is pure socialism. So you got to tag yourself with something. Don't be like, I don't represent nobody.
Well, no, because because there's going to be plenty of people. See, there's plenty of people who disagree with my strategy, our strategy, and that's cool. If that means we got to part ways, that's fine. We don't have to be enemies, because at the end of the day, I'm still fighting for the same thing y'all fighting for. We're just going to do it differently.
Yeah. Listen. And people don't get it twisted, because if you live in New York, if you're one of our listeners from New York, you need to put in the chat. New York been had different cabs that didn't have medallions, that were to pick, community cabs that took people to and fro. So we already know how it works.
I got a feeling they're gonna get us anyway, though.
Yeah, the Jixie cabs is what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, Marcus.
No, I'm sorry. First Love brought this up twice. Eric Torrio, the Proud Boy, got arrested for burning the BLM flag at
church, right?
At Minister Lamar's church in D.C., the AME church. Yes. So first off, that is awesome. Second off, man, justice might happen, right? We got to vote it in, but it might happen.
I wonder something. Let's game something out, folks. Like, because why not? It's late at night, and we all been partaking in how we partake. And I wonder, you think if we use capitalism against capitalism, you think they'll get us anyway? Because my thing is, like, we're gonna hide in plain sight. They're gonna know what we're doing, but we're gonna be using capitalism. Something tells me that would be even a bigger threat to capitalism than somebody marching up the steps of the Capitol burning a flag. I think they're gonna get you anyway. What you think?
Well, first, our own people are going to get us first, because they ain't going to allow us to make a dollar without being happy and without saying that we're going to utilize it for something good. Like,
that's it.
You know what I mean? Like, we got less than 1% of all the billionaires are black, but we'll probably get blamed for every single problem in the universe if we had more black billionaires. Yep. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, that's the awesome part about being a billionaire and a millionaire. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Do whatever you want. Okay.
And you don't care about what anybody has to say. There's just not that many kind-hearted billionaires and millionaires. There are some.
But see, this is the thing I had to separate it from. Like, I couldn't associate it with being kind-hearted, because I really thought about that thing. I'm not as kind-hearted as I like to portray that I am. It's in our self-interest to do this. Because let me tell you something, man. This country ain't gonna stand in 5 years, bro. If they keep doing the dumb shit they doing right now, the people ain't gonna have it. You think one of us can stop a revolution? You think there's any individual in this country who could say magic words and stop the revolution that y'all playing around with? No. So it's in our best interest to do this.
I just want to say, somebody in our chat is a genius, and they're speaking to my heart, because this is something I've been saying forever. Dr. Claus 77 said billionaires should not exist. Billionaires are a direct result of stealing of some sort. Every billionaire, if you scratch them, has stole something. Someone's labor, someone's thoughts. I'm telling you, there should be no billionaires in the world, period. Definitely not families that have multiple billionaires. That is absolutely disgusting exploitation at its best.
If I had my way, I'm going to tell you what I would steal if I had my way. And it's all fantasy. I might as well write this as a fiction novel, because this shit ain't going to really happen in real life. But if I had my way, I would steal. I ain't got to steal labor. We need labor. Respect labor. You respect labor, you can make more money. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? I ain't going to steal nobody ideas, because, man, I got more ideas. Like, getting rid of me might be one of the dumbest things companies have done in the past, because I got all the ideas. So we ain't stealing ideas. You know what we're going to steal? We're going to steal this ad revenue. Y'all know how much money coming through these ad revenue channels on YouTube, Facebook, and podcast, on website. I mean, there are trillions of dollars all in there. And you know how they get that money? They get that money from talented people. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to create something for talented people to make sure that you don't get screwed by capitalism. So I don't know. I just think we might have some answers for that, for some of these problems. Yeah.
I mean, Clickbaity is a talented show in itself, right?
Somebody named Renaissance said, "Hold on, this is the beauty of I love
the live interaction."
Thank you, Renaissance 2 times. I think that's what your name is. You said, "Who did Oprah rob? Stop it." I would suggest you go back to Oprah's beginning days and look at the exploitation of black pain. And also, Oprah Winfrey used to run shows just like Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer, yeah.
People don't want to talk about it. When Oprah had a Jerry curl, she was the first Jerry Springer. So go check that out. That model was an exploitive model. Don't play with me. Oprah became this new Oprah when she was there, absolutely. But Oprah was exploiting the pain and sorrow. She used to have shows with Klansmen just for ratings, bro. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Celebrating, monetizing black death is never I just want to throw this out here in the ethos for everything that's coming. Monetizing Black Death will never be tolerated. I don't care if you could get 10 million views on that thing. We're gonna cut the monetization off because we ain't profiting off of Black Death around here.
I mean, when we change our show to Click Acceptable Political Happy Trap.
the morning trap.
Yeah, no. Well, no, I'm not talking. Wait, no, I wasn't talking about that.
Shots fired.
Ben.
Wait, I didn't do that for real.
You shoot that little gun one more goddamn time.
Hey, you shot me in my pinky toe. Hey, I wasn't talking about us. I was going hypothetical.
That was an inside joke that we can't even let y'all in on yet, but it was beautiful. Go ahead.
Click acceptable political happy trap.
The happy trap. That's what it's
the happy trap.
We ain't call it that shit.
We're gonna call it the happy trap.
That's gonna be the nickname for sure, though. We can't stop it. It's in the atmosphere now. So if you want the happy trap, you tune in the morning. You want the clickbaity trap, you gotta tune in at night.
So what I'm saying is, like, a lot of folks want to see the monetization of everything that they do.
Right.
There is a hard stop on telling the truth and making money. And there's not many people that can make money that can tell the truth. Listen, David Chappelle tells the truth all the time, and half of the people in the world want to hate him. At least half of the woke people in the world want to hate him because he's actually telling the truth. It might be a problematic truth. It might be something that we don't want to say, but I haven't heard David Chappelle lie yet.
Inconvenient truths.
Listen,
it is what it is.
And guess what? Guess what that truth almost did to Dave Chappelle?
Almost destroyed him.
It almost killed him, and he said it. It almost killed him, bro. Literally led him to drinking and smoking. Drinking and smoking.
Wait, let it? Oh, wait a minute. We're not supposed to do that?
What? I mean, you're talking about like the cigarettes he smoked. He was.
Yeah.
He literally explained that they almost killed him.
Hey, Marcus, like, no matter what we doing, everybody, like, Mundell, what you doing, Marcus, what you doing, everybody promote your shit no matter what channel we on. Promote your shit, because let me tell you something. I have smoked plenty of weed, and I've smoked cigarettes. And let me tell you something. If cigarettes can be legal, then in every single state across this country, it should be legalized, records expunged, and give black people preferential treatment on these licenses, because y'all been killing people with these cancer sticks all these years, and you don't even get half the excitement that you get with some weed. That's just...
Yo, let me say something to KOPMDJ. Is it Cop MDJ? I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. He said, "Why is Mundell smoking a pipe and doing a podcast?" Ha! Wow. You must be a new clickbaity viewer. Welcome to the party, baby.
I think we need to rewind. We spend a whole bunch of time doing a whole bunch of ratchet stuff. Actually, to be quite honest with you, I'm very proud of you, Mondale, and you, Benjamin, because there was a point in time when our first shows started that we couldn't have an intelligent conversation because we were all lit.
Yeah. We were drunk as hell.
Fighting.
Tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. We used to get sloppy drunk on this show, bro. I'm talking about, it was one episode where I had a whole bar behind me.
That's right.
I was drinking. I damn near drunk a whole bottle, bro. Like, Marcus, you remember the episode? You were like, yo, I think I was too drunk on the air. My mama said something to me. Like, bro, I'm telling you, man, it got so bad. One time, Ben, Marcus' mama called us in on the chat together.
Yes,
was like,
did.
yo,
See, we got to give them our blackness in little doses. Here's why. Let me tell you something. Here's why. Because y'all like to act like, people like to act like black folks got to be extra special and extra moral, right? Like, there's so many white shows that have people drinking on it and it's celebrated. You can even be, you got the drunk pastor podcast. So you can be a preacher and drink. But in the black community, we got to carry all these respectability issues around us on our back all the goddamn day long. When in reality, you need to judge your mama and judge your pastor because they doing all the same stuff we talk about every single day.
The problem is, Ben, you already know when they call your mama, man. You already know when they, oh, I seen your son smoking a cigarette, and it's like, listen, that's
I ain't gonna smoke no cigarette.
That's our mom. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's so like my mom has told me about the people that watch this show. First off, I'm not certain if they are proud of me or hate watchers, because everything that I do on the show gets reported back to my mama. So my mama didn't really have to watch this show to know what happened on this show. Because somebody right now is taking notes. Yeah. I seen him put that red cup to his face about 18 times during that show. He got that hoodie on again. What is a chili pepper? Is that something you smoke? Like, I mean, so what I'm saying is, like, in our neighborhoods, we have to be concerned about, even though we might not like their politics, even though we might think that their culture is old school. Guess what we have to do? We have to respect them.
Watch this. Let me help you. Let me help you. Because I forgot who I was, Doc. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why I'm ceding all the territory. If you're gonna label me anything, label me two things. I'm a free black man who happens to have come from the black church. Right? I've been set free from the black church, but I come from the black church. And let me tell you, if there's anybody who want to have a conversation about morality and decency and proper and let me put it like this: Can a politician get away with having a mistress right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Without getting canceled? Like if the public find out about it.
You know who can? You know a politician who can?
Who?
And this is very clickbaity of me. LGBTQIA white woman might be able to get away with it. I'm not trying to. I'm saying people.
Well,
get
let's
white man in South Carolina.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it like let's narrow it down. Let's narrow it down. Can a black man be a politician and get away with having a whole ass mistress?
No, a black man can't get away with.
Watch
having
this.
A pierced
Where
ear.
can you? In the black church, you can though. In the black church, because you got mistresses on every row. You got the first lady on the front row, 2 rows back. You got the mistress and the illegitimate child. So listen, I love y'all church folks. I do. I got y'all back in this. But don't talk to me about morality, because I've seen the pictures in your pastor phone. I used to hang out with them.
Marcus, you see me sit back? I'm gonna let you have that one by yourself, boy. I already know what's going to happen.
Hey,
boy, let me know. Oh, please let me know, because let me tell you, because I listen.
Oh, he's not done. He's not done.
Listen, let me tell you something, because I had to remember who I was, gentlemen. I've been playing around with y'all in politics all this time, and that almost got me killed, because I can't tolerate a lie, right? So, but where else can I go and actually just speak the truth and not get killed by the government unless you're Dr. King? It's the church, right? You speak too much, even from the pulpit, they'll get you. So don't fool yourself. But that said, the church folk, y'all gonna have to understand that there is more to blackness than what goes on in your church on Sunday morning. That's it.
Yeah. So, not only that, but they vote the wrong way. There is a lot in common with poor white evangelicals. I'm going there. There's now that I think about it, they got a lot in common with poor white evangelicals. The black, you know what? We are all alike, aren't we?
I mean, human beings, yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying is, like, we are a lot more alike ideologically than we want to perceive.
Oh no,
because we will praise pastor just like white folks will praise pastor. We'll vote. I mean, neoliberal.
We'll turn a blind eye. To what they're doing.
Neoliberal Democrats doesn't do much for our society, just like Republicans don't do much for evangelicals.
And you know why? You know why it's easy? You know why it's easy?
Am I muted?
Nah, you live.
No, mute me, please. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I don't want no parts of it.
No, because it's all in love. Like let's like I'm saying.
Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck though. So we were talking about one type of exploitation by the black pastor. Another one is I'm gonna name a name. Creflo Dollar is the height of what's wrong with black pastors, right?
And see that hurts me for you to say it, but I can't argue with you. Go ahead.
This brother.
Why does it hurt you, Ben?
Because I grew up on Creflo. On Creflo, so come to terms with that. That take a little.
That nigga asked you for a goddamn plane, boy, and y'all. Well,
listen. Let me tell you something. I got the ad-free version of Creflo Dollar. I ain't paid for nothing. I watched that nigga for free for 18 years, so he ain't never got a dime from me. But I got blessed by the man. But right is right, is wrong is wrong. Mundell telling the truth. Go ahead, man.
Listen, this brother has 2 Rolls Royces and a jet, right? And the people in his pew can't even pay their light bill. The failure, for me, the biggest failure of the black church is that they've not told these banks, you will not give little Tommy, the white boy from the other side of town, another loan without financing the mothers of my church houses. When we put so much money into your bank, and these black mothers can't even get a loan where their money is going and staying, and these white boys can walk up with no credit or bad credit and get everything they need. I.e., Donald Trump continue to get loans and never paying people back.
Preach, brother. And let me add this.
So that's a robbery. That's another exploitation of the black pastor that people don't talk about. People forget. Listen, that take mentality, that idea. Another thing, the fact that you got a massive church that's open on Sundays and maybe Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and there's homeless people that live under those churches is problematic for me too.
Oh, bro, look. That was the first time I knew I needed to leave. Listen. My father was a pastor for 41 years. I'm a PK. I grew up. I was a minister of music. This part of my resume I don't usually talk about, right? So my first 10 years, when I turned 20, I dropped out of college. First 10 years was like all church work. Like I moved up in the church. I finished my degree and got my master's, and then left the church and then went to corporate America. But my time in the church has taught me a couple things. One, that you could have a magnificent cathedral on the left, and then on the right, you got homelessness right outside the door. And they also told me too that the number one cancer in the black church, or in churches period, is a spirit of capitalism, right? If you got rid of the spirit of capitalism out of the church, imagine what the black church could do for the people. Imagine how revolutionary the black church could be if you took out this idea that you're going to build an empire, that you're going to like the symbolism of goodness and God giving you blessings is a Rolls Royce. Bro, drive an Altima and feed some people in your neighborhood.
Hey, Ben, let's do this. 2021, brand new energy, brand new spirit. Who does the most with their church? Let's because I want to uplift somebody, right?
Yeah,
somebody. Because they are out there, right? Like I think about Pastor Gundy in Jacksonville, Florida. Pastor Gundy gets paid a decent amount, right? But Pastor Gundy spends most of his time trying to straighten out city council to actually get sidewalks in his neighborhood.
That's it.
And he has a whole church, right? I need to do this. I need to do this because in my working as a black operative, I've met one too many black pastors, and I don't want our white constituency to
get out the pocket,
to get out the pocket and think that black pastors are just shady.
Because we respect these people too.
Right. So let me back up. The brother William Lamar, whose church lost the Black Lives Matter flag, right? Word. He does organic work, man. I can't forget about the man who baptized me, William Richardson, AJ Richardson. And Bishop Richardson. Like, I can't forget about him. There are people who do the work, and some of these small churches that you see, because here's the thing. You see a mega church that's on like 70 acres, 100 acres, and then you see a tiny church that's in a strip mall. And that tiny church in that strip mall has a hard time paying its rent because they're busy taking care of their parishioners.
That's it, man. Talk that stuff.
So let me, there are people who walk in faith. There are people who walk that walk and talk that talk, right?
Yeah.
And I would be remiss, and I would be remiss to allow Clickbaity
you know what?
to bash
well, let's
pastors.
Do this.
Well, listen.
Keep listening them though.
Reverend Michael McBride, who started, the Black Church Pack, right? Who has a small church out in Berkeley, California. That brother is doing he's doing God's work. The brother who leads Trinity, probably one of the richest black churches in this country, they gave $1 million to the Black Museum. We call it Black Smithsonian in D.C. Right? That was the largest amount by any church, and I think it's the same amount that Oprah gave. We ain't gonna talk about that though. That brother, because of the church he's at, he get a lot of gripe because there's a lot of well-to-do black people. But that brother what he's doing up there is the truth. So I mean, there are good brothers in the ministry. Dr. T. Anthony Spearman, William Barber.
Let's go ahead and say this. In every city, there's a black pastor
who doing
that
it for
is
real.
about that life, that is doing the work, that we need to get done for our communities. That is
Can
taking.
I help somebody?
Yeah,
I want to help somebody.
Go ahead.
Because I gotta make an addendum to here. If you want to really you want to see where black churches are doing the work of the liberation gospel, go find one that actually understood the power of a black pastor, of a woman pastor, of a woman minister, of a woman reverend in authority, actually free to do what she know thus saith the Lord. You get that, you find a black woman in that space, you're gonna find a whole lot more people sacrificing themselves on behalf of what Jesus did versus on behalf of their Bentley. Now, y'all throwing out names. I got to throw out a couple, right? I got to throw off Bishop Borders from Morning Star in Boston, just right in Roxbury, right? I got to throw out Torrin Daly in Atlanta, my pastor here in Atlanta. Let me tell you something. The reason my marriage is still together right now, because that man was preaching to us every single week where we weren't even sitting by each other. I'm up there leading praise and worship, and then I go sit on the other side of the church because me and my wife wasn't really. He helped keep that together. Pastor Lance Cheney, God bless him, he's gone. Bishop Lambert, Pastor Lambert down in Deerfield Beach. That man worked. He said it like this: the grave gonna have to come get him. That man preached until he was gone. And then last but not least, my dad. My dad ain't make no money doing this preaching stuff. My dad, we grew up in poverty because he kept it 100. So I want people to understand from this show perspective, we ain't going to just be slamming on church folks and on pastors, as if we don't understand the commitment, the history, the legacy, and everything that they did. But you got to excuse us when we see bullshit. We're going to have to call it out.
Yeah, no, the church.
Indeed.
The church, real quick, the church saved my life. Church saved my life. In high school, church saved my life. Church saved my life. That's where I went to hang out. I went to the public library. I was a nerd. I went to the public library, and I went to church. And that's what I did until I got to a certain age. Right?
I appreciate you bringing this up, Marcus. I appreciate you.
Indeed. Someone just asked about Black liberation theology.
That's it.
Judge Wendell Griffin pastors a church in Little Rock, Arkansas, and he's got a PhD in ministry and also JD in law. He is a Black liberation theologist, and he's amazing at what he does. Listen, there's this young brother who I don't know if you guys know Reverend Nelson. If you don't know Nelson, you should. You only got to know his last name. Just Reverend Nelson. He survived the 1979 massacre in Greensboro, and built the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So right now he stepped down and let this he stepped down, bro. He didn't die in church. He could have been at that church, leading that church forever. He stepped down from his church and let this young brother whose mentor in Union was Dr. Cornel West, who's one of my good friends, Wesley Morris, is doing the real work. We created the chant, and people don't know this. This is a small world. In North Carolina in 2012, when we was doing the People's Movement under Dr. Barber, when people were getting locked up every Monday, we called them Moral Mondays. 10,000 people end up getting locked up. We created Revolutionary Love. So if you heard that chant, Revolutionary Love, 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 I love my brothers, I love my sisters. That chant came from one of the brothers who's doing the real work right now, leading a flock of workers. A flock of workers.
That's what's
I mean, there's a historical aspect to what we're talking about, and that is the only gatherings that happen in the Black community that white folks would allow to have is the church.
Man,
right? Let's not ever forget that. So yeah, we understand the poverty pimps and the people who are like trying to take advantage of the things that have happened within the Black church, but we also have to give a big, huge shout out to the people who raised us, man. Mondale and Ben. I don't even have to ask these Negroes. I don't have to ask these brothers whether they've been around church.
A charge to keep I have and a God to glorify. Come on, man. People in the audience can.
I don't have to. I don't have to ask. I don't have to ask if we've been blessed, sanctified, prayed on.
Hands filled with the mighty burning fire, with the mind to run on and see what the end gonna be. What you got?
All right, prayed on. Hands. Like, listen, let me tell you something, man. We went. I'm gonna tell y'all a story that might affect everybody here. I was a really good basketball player in high school, at least a halfway decent one, and we made it to the state tournament. And I went to church, and I didn't even know that Bishop Richardson was watching me. And he said, "All right, I need everybody to come up here, and I need us to pray over Marcus as he goes into this basketball tournament and made his success." And we weren't going to win. I mean, we thought we were going to win, but we weren't going to like. But he brought the whole church just to lay hands on us. Every single college, every single kid that was going to FAMU from my church received a check from my church.
That's it. That's it.
Every single one of them.
That's it, bro.
So there are churches that do the thing. It's just the problem is when you start dancing on money, I start questioning things.
And I was just about to say that, Marcus. I'm gonna give the black prosperity preachers this cover. They deserve this. We gave it to Candace Owen. We're gonna give it to them. They are themselves a reaction to white supremacy. I just think it's the wrong reaction. Because I think the appropriate gospel to be preached against white supremacy and capitalism isn't the prosperity gospel. It's the Robin Hood gospel. Watch us take this money from these evil people and watch what we do it for good.
I mean, but think about it, though. Let's talk about the structure of that. That means that you have to have a TV producer. That means you have to have a commercial producer. That means that you have to have, when you have one of these mega churches, that means you have to have a stylist. That means you have to have a car dealer. That means that you are dealing with the white society that is killing the capitalistic society. You have to do business with them in order to make your church that big. Therefore, Mondale was right when he said you have to actually hurt somebody to be a billionaire.
Unless you rob these algorithms blind. See, I'm a rob the algorithm. Now I don't know if that's gonna make me 100,000 or a millionaire. I don't care what it makes me, but we're gonna rob that algorithm blind. We're gonna tell the truth while we do it. See, there's a way to operate in these spaces with integrity. Y'all thought because y'all don't have integrity that the squad couldn't go into the belly of the beast and maintain its integrity. I came into the belly of the beast myself and maintained my integrity because when it was time for me to lie on behalf of whatever the strategy was, I was like, fine, you got it. I'm good. See, y'all used to people coming into these spaces with absolutely nothing but bad faith and bad intentions and greed. That's not how everybody show up in this world. And I think we about to start getting organized around the fact that we a whole bunch of people who have had to reject greed. Let's bring it back to our blackness. Black people have had to reject greed because we never had enough. And then we looked around at all of y'all devils, that devil of capitalism, that devil of white supremacy, and we realized that if we behave like you, we're going to destroy ourselves. So I just think that the prosperity gospel, they kind of heard the message a little backwards. They didn't say take from the community to give to the rich. I think God was telling you to take from the rich to give to the community.
That's right. And that's not the poor. That's the community. That's a public park for all of us to use. That's a basketball court for all of us to use. Come on, man.
Yeah. We be having some of the dopest ass conversations around.
That's because we're a dope ass show, man.
It is.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Clickbaity is, listen, guys. Y'all like clickbaity? Show them squirrels. Yeah, if y'all
squirrels up.
Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second real quick. Give me a second real quick. If you feel so moved right now by clickbaity in this conversation,
come on, somebody.
Pull out your cell phones and text a cash app. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
We got an ATM. We got an ATM in the lobby.
No, we're not.
We got an ATM in the lobby.
Hang on. Let me tell you why we're not joking. Let me tell you why we're not joking, though, right? Because we're using. I hate this word, but we're using synergy, and we're leveraging everything that we got, right? So we are building off of each other. We're doing something I don't think I've ever seen, right? Marcus and Mondale and me, we're building off of each other, building off the company. We're building off there's just layers and layers of us building each other up, right? Underneath it, though, has to be a support base of people who make sure that we are independent from this system. Now, I've been pimping this algorithm game. I'm going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it, but that don't mean we can do it by ourselves. So when he say we asking for money, yeah, because guess what? We've been rejecting greed since we couldn't do nothing but get hand-me-downs. Y'all think that's going to change just because we got a little cash behind our name? Don't y'all know we're going to be putting everybody on who got some talent and who got some standards? We ain't replicating no devils around here. You can't come up in here thinking you just coming to secure your bag. No, you come to secure your people. See, let me stop.
Well, I already came in this thing with a car, so leave me alone.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I said, you know what? Let me stop messing with y'all niggas.
Every nigga with dreads for the calls. Marcus, I thought you was going to hit him with that, Marcus. Is every nigga with dreads for the calls?
Is every nigga with the gold for the falls? No, so don't get caught up in the appearance. Oh, man. It's outcast criminal, the black experience.
Hey, bro, we got a show in a couple of hours, man. Y'all want to just keep streaming off? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, fuck out of here. That's tomorrow night. We don't even. Who is going to be on the show tomorrow night? Is it going to be us?
Who's coming on the show tomorrow night?
We
got
got
a political episode?
Darren's gonna come in, and we haven't invited anybody else besides your boy
I got John Jackson from
John Jackson. Okay.
Yeah,
I think I can get Representative Jones from Florida again. Y'all really like that brother. He was dope. I think we could get.
Yeah,
I'll ask him if he
yeah.
can come back. Yeah.
Let's
Who
see.
else y'all want?
Let's bring some radical white people in tomorrow. Let me call. I'm gonna see if Mark Ruffalo's available.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if Incredible Hulk can come on.
I mean, we kind of surprised people. We kind of surprised people with our lineup. I know they weren't expecting Jason for our first show of the year. So,
hey,
but
we
you know
so
what?
out of the pocket. We so out of the. Y'all can't control us. Y'all out y'all got. We brought Jason Johnson on our show and gave y'all the middle finger. We love you though. We love you.
I mean, it's not even about the middle finger. What it is that like we really can't control what we're doing. Like you have to deal with how we feel about society, right?
Yeah.
Like Ben, Mondale,
Yes,
we done had some difficult ass conversations, but we're not gonna have any more tonight. Close this motherfucker out. So
I'm about to say because man, boy, I'm tired of. Well, that's it. Because otherwise, y'all almost had me say a prayer for the end of this thing. But we ain't going to church that much. We'll see y'all tomorrow.